to play Giannis or fade Giannis? That is the question. The starting five is here, everybody. I am Josh Engleman, and I want you to like, subscribe, notification bell on this video. Very important. And I want to tell you guys, we've got a giveaway in the comments section for today. What I want to know, you got to respond in the comments. Who is the best point per dollar play when it's all said and done? Who has the best value? Who scored the most points relative to their salary on the DraftKings main slate? Just 4 games. Put that person in the comments section. If you're right, you are entered to win a week of Sims. If you're the only one, you just get it. Otherwise, we'll spin a wheel. But good luck to you. Top value play for the slate. And let's get into it. Here we go, folks. Starting 5 time. Only 4 games on the DraftKings slate. We need to find my best point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, and center. And there are a couple spots in this starting 5 that have decision points that trickle down to everything we're going to do. For example, Giannis Antetokounmpo is $11,500. The next closest guy is Maxey, $1,600 from him. He's 10 points ahead of everybody else. So your decision here today is going to be Giannis yay or Giannis nay. And I am a Giannis yay guy because it's Giannis Antetokounmpo. Why the hell wouldn't I? The other major play for today that I am putting immediately in this lineup is going to be Jeremiah Fears. The Pelicans get to play the Hornets. Defense is going to be very optional in this one. He's already massively owned. He just needs to be in the lineup because I think he legitimately is the best value that we're going to find. So we need shooting guard, small forward, and center. Now, center, we've got some talking points. Jalen Smith is massively owned at 3,200. Big time value piece. But while he's a great value, I think that we could take the second best value play today in Kevon Looney and lose 30% of ownership at the exact same salary. But we only give up 2 fantasy points. That's going to provide us utility. So on a 4-game slate, our first 3 guys are Fears, Giannis, Looney. We need a shooting guard and a small forward. Now, for shooting guard, I'm kind of going to do the same thing. Ayo Dosunmu, who is questionable, by the way, is showing up with the most value but highest ownership. I'm just going to get his teammate, spend $200 extra, get similar value at half the ownership. So now it's Fears, Herder, Giannis, Looney. We need one last spot. Small forward. We don't have a representative from this game yet. Nickeil Alexander-Walker is point guard, small forward eligible. He moved into the starting lineup now that Trey is hurt, and he's the second best small forward value that we have. Welcome to the lineup, Nickeil Alexander-Walker. So that makes our starting 5: Fears, Herder, Walker, Giannis, and Looney. We have $20,200 left to finish off these final 3 spots. I think this is a strong start, and we have plenty of salary to go around to really take some different stands. We can get a 9K guy here, or we can go balanced, and that's what the randomness will show. But first, optimal time. The 3 optimal plays around our starting 5: LaMelo Ball, Patrick Williams, and Kristaps Porzingis. 261 projection, 219 ownership. I am fully expecting this to be a massive score for what you can do on a 4-gamer. 80s or 90s? 83.7. Sim ROI, 0.3% chance to win, 2.4% chance of a top 10, and a 38% cash rate. That's a hell of a start. I'm very happy with that. I think we're going to have some trouble getting better than that. So we're going to clear the lineup from the non-starting 5 guys, and we're going to bump that up to 10% randomness. Then I'm going to click complete this lineup, and we're going to start to find different 3v3 combinations around these guys. So, combo 1. We get Ayo Dosunmu, Matas Buzelis, LaMelo Ball. So LaMelo persists. but we do get slightly different. 261 projection, 242 ownership. This is going to be much worse. We basically have the same projection, but we took on like 30% of ownership, 40s or 50s, 20s, 23% sim ROI with that new 3v3. Very little win and top 10 rates. Cash rate's fine because we took on the ownership. Let's see what we get for round number 2. We changed it up again. Still 2 bulls. Giddy, Dasunmu again, and Desmond Bain. 259 projection, 238 ownership. This is going to be not nearly as good as well. This is going to be in the 30s or 40s. We're taking on too much ownership in those 3 guys. Yeah, 21, 33% cash rate, 0.1% chance. Not ideal. Back to the drawing board. Giddy, Dasunmu, Daniels. It's too much ownership. One of these guys that needs to pop in here needs to be low owned. Okay, we could try this one. Leaves $200 on the table. Trey Jones, Franz Wagner, Kristaps Porzingis. It's still not giving up enough ownership, but this will be in the 40s or 30s. Yeah, 34% sim ROI, 0.2% chance to win, 1.8% top 10, 35% cash rate. I haven't loved these 3v3s, so I'm going to go on the hunt myself, but I actually do think that the best we were able to do is the optimal. So of the guys that we have remaining, we want to find a really good value option that isn't pulling any ownership. Right now, double pay down center with Mamu and Looney is standing out as an option to me. Because if I put in Mamu and lock him, the optimal 2 plays around him are Giddy and Franz. 258.5 projection, 210 ownership. I'm going to pull that because I think that it needs to be something other than Giddy. And I'll explain in a second. Giddy 28% owned here for the value. LaMelo slightly less owned, but slightly more expensive. I'm really trying to find like a minimally owned non-center. Something in like the extra cheap range, but like not crazy cheap. Just out of curiosity, if I take Jamal Shed, yeah, it's too much salary. It's too much salary. I can actually take on more here than I expected. It can't be Porzingis. It can be Io. There's so many centers. Okay, so if I take Buzelis, yeah, I just can't even take anybody. There's so much salary left over. Maybe it is this Giddy Franz combo, but this feels like the ownership will be too high. Final one. We're going to go with Giddy Franz around Kevon Looney. 27% sim ROI. There are some angles to attack here, but I think the big question is, if you use Giannis, and I think that you should, what do you do with the rest of your salary? And if you don't use Giannis, boy, oh boy, are you going to be able to build a lineup that you like. But I recommend highly you use my starting 5.